I hope he is on here. He sent me the poster as well from his WhatsApp. So this went a little bit between you and me privately, and I hope that that shows also my continued personal effort in just communicating directly, personally, privately with you as well. And that's what I've been doing today. So please continue, record this, please stream this wherever you want, and I really hope we can have a beautiful dialogue, a little bit different than corporate Zooms with, just presentations. And so yeah, let's make this a great
Okay,
Zoom, and
so
thanks.
so so Dr. Jack, this is how we do things in South Africa. We like, in South Africa, there's a lot of heat. It's hot, it's warm, especially Durban and the Durban curry and the chili powder. So we like to give you a warm South African welcome. Now, everybody on the chat, you know where the chat function is. For those of you who are brand new to Zoom, click more. The chat function is there. I want everybody to flame the chats up. We've got a reaction icon there. I want you guys to give a lot of hearts, a lot of confidence, a thumbs up, flames, you name it. We need to give a warm welcome for this gentleman. And while, Dr. Jack, that's all for you there. And while we're giving it up for him, let's give it up for Madam Julia, our upline, the first diamond in the company, and I think the first female diamond. So let's give it up for her as well for making time for being on this call. This is our appreciation for you. This call is just about a conversation. There's not a sales pitch. You guys are already in. We got nothing to sell you. You're already in. So we're here to say, that we appreciate the work that you guys doing in corporate. We understand that, when it comes to the corporate side, there's so much of things to juggle when it comes to the operations, when it comes to the bot, when it comes to the marketing. But you guys are doing a fantastic job. So welcome to you, Dr. Jack, and welcome to you, Madam Julia, on the call officially. So I think for us, let's start at the beginning, right? Since it's a conversation, how did Zap Club come about? Because a lot of people ask me, Shane, how long has it been operating? How long has the bot been operating? So I know the backstory, and I think that everybody on this call likes to hear it from you, because when we taking this project out, we can say it with confidence. It's not hearsay. Like I didn't hear it on the presentation. I heard the man himself say it to us. So, Dr. Jack, the history, a little bit about the company, how it was, and about you yourself, and how it was actually formulated and how it became into fruition.
Yes, I think truly, of course, we have the general presentations that everyone knows, and every leader tells a little bit of the backstory in his or her words, but it's a very compressed story, of course. And it 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 started really long ago. So first of all, again, for maybe there's new people out there on this Zoom as well, I don't come from network marketing at all. As Shane correctly said in the beginning of the introduction, that I was very skeptical about this space. Even being now 8 months in this space, I do see my skepticisms were correctly grounded. Those views haven't been changed. But if I look at my, so there's not this story from like where a person had nothing and came to network marketing and got financial freedom. Like that's not the story at all, right? So, but there are some things that I think stand out. So first of all, when I did my university in Belgium in Liège, I finished aeronautics. Okay, I started programming, working for military contractors, civilian, working for Air Force of Belgium, basically creating technologies that had very few customers around the world. Well, that was very nice. You earn a great salary, you pay your taxes, you do everything as you're supposed to do. But that wasn't the breakthrough in life that I was hoping for. Everybody says to you, yeah, you get your university, you make a great career, and hopefully maybe in some time you'll have an own business or something like that, and then maybe 30 years later down the line you'll have a good life or something. Well, that didn't really materialize. Already I saw very fast, like, okay, this has a great future, but this is not really the kind of independence thing that I'm looking for. Then Bitcoin came along. Well, with my programming background and a little bit deeper about Bitcoin, So Bitcoin solved a mathematical problem that's a couple millennia years old. And I don't want to get too deep in that, but some of you might know, some of not. You can research this, sort of like the generals problem.
So,
So
so
when
in
I
other words,
saw
it
that,
was it
like,
was a
okay,
double. It was.
this
I mean,
is
I can say it was a
a
double
problem.
spend problem that crypto and Bitcoin actually solved. So I don't know if it's me or the signal just dropped. 1 second, let me just double check. Oh, there you go. Dr. Jack, are you
Yes,
there?
it solved a very old. Yeah, yeah. You hear me?
Dr. Jack, are you there? Guys, just give me in the chat, or is it the signal on my side, or Dr.
No, I
Jack
can
is
hear
having an
you.
issue?
I think
Oh, you
it's
can hear
Dr.
me
Jack's side, yeah.
on the Dr. Jack. Okay, cool. Okay,
Hey,
cool.
hey, can you hear me?
Now we can hear you. Welcome back.
Yeah, I just switched networks, so sometimes there's problems. Yeah, so back to the point, it solved a really old mathematical problem. So cryptography, very profound. So immediately I knew, okay, this is going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars one day. Well, nobody believed in it, of course. Started doing my own Bitcoin things, believing in it myself, not anyone around me. Started doing some very basic arbitrage on Bitcoin. Well, that created a lot of really good success for myself. Of course, around the world, it created a lot of financial wealth for a lot of people that believed in it in the beginning. But still, then we continued. Still had my normal career. Changed some jobs here and there. Nothing special. My story is not one of where a guy comes from the streets and because of network marketing made millions. My story is more like I had a decent life. It was not bad compared to a lot of places in the world. But I did lose a lot of people. My story is one of personal losses where I said, yeah, when I was 23 and 24, I lost both my parents. Then I lost my best friend ever. Then I lost my second best friend ever. Then, I buried basically all loved ones. I've never really been speaking about this, but that's so it's not about not having money and then having money because of network marketing or something. We continued, and XRP comes along, starts to position itself better and better. Artificial intelligence comes along. Well, me and my skills, programming, a lot of capabilities in this sense, I started to think like, hey, maybe I can do arbitrage on XRP because it's faster. Blockchain is more fast, not slow as Bitcoin. Price differences are pretty high. And with the artificial intelligence, maybe I can create a neural net algorithms that do automated trades. It started really as a hobby project. Uh, Doing this, putting more time and money in it, starting to see like, okay, this actually sometimes works. Then it motivated me to put more and more time into this, more and more money. Well, and then you just keep on advancing. And then it becomes like a chain of events that I would say are all coincidental. I am a Christian. I do believe in a higher power. I don't want to get all too religious, but you get all the right ideas and the right opportunities. You meet the right people at the right time. You form a team. Then I was skeptical about network marketing and my business partners. Then they showed me, no, our company lasted for 5 years, and what you read on internet, those people can't even provide proof that they weren't paid. Then Rayan took me on a 4 month travel around the world to introduce me to like hundreds of people that have worked with him in the past. They all said like, this is your chance. And this was really at the moment that I was looking for an investor, that I was thinking of classical ways to advertise this. I came up to the point where the arbitrage engine was working, it was feasible, but with very low liquidity because most of my funds had gone into developing it. I didn't want to liquidate the bitcoins I have. I still don't. So I needed a serious investor to put some serious money into this to see, will this arbitrage work with millions of dollars? Will the machine learning improve over time? This was all still experimental phase. Well, then
So,
I
so
met.
if what time frame around what year was this where you're going through this whole foundation
Yeah,
phase?
that's right. That's when I say like 2019. That
Okay.
was like, when COVID hit, this was really a moment where it started to really go from experimental hobby phase to serious production of a serious engine. And then I came up to like 2021. And that was where I hit the moment that I knew, like, okay, now I need a serious investor. I have something that works, but the investor we need to check together, will this work with like tens of millions of dollars? And I need serious advertisement because people come up to me and say, yeah, if you have this great bot, then why do you need anything else? Well, if you have this great bot, but you don't have a lot of money, you can't make a lot of arbitrage. So then I met Rayon in Switzerland. Well, everybody knows the compressed story of that. We met on a watch convention and we're watch collectors. And then me being very skeptical when I heard he was from network marketing, I thought, oh no, this is not one of those guys, right? Well, then going on a tour with Rayon, meeting up again and again, becoming close friends, going like 4 months on a travel around the globe, meeting all of his previous business partners, basically people really vouched for him. Then I saw like, okay, these people, and I met Sweda, met Rizwan, met other people of his IT team. Then I was like, okay, these people are actually the right people. Then I really started to believe in this team. Then we came the point that I made the decision. Yes, these are the people that can bring the global scale sales that I want for this bot. Then we partnered up. Then, of course, he went into a phase where he started commercializing this whole bot, creating the compensation plan, all the network marketing side of things,
Yeah, yeah.
all the
The
uni-level structure.
genealogy, setting the
Yeah,
genealogy, compensation plan, and tracking. Yeah.
yeah, all these kind of things. Then we started to really sit together, came up with like a multi-year plan. He with all Sweda worked for Barclays, decades of experience. Rayon, decades of experience. They all made mistakes in the past. So I'm 35, still very young. So I really enjoyed this experience. Many times I wanted to take this company in a different direction, or maybe what I thought was good, but that they really took the breaks and said, no, 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 we did this in the past. That didn't work. This was just a wasted money. So okay, then we came to a point where we had the bot working really well. Rayan put in his first 20 million, the first real investor that said, okay, let's check this out if this works with like.
Are you serious? I had no idea. So Riyadh
Yeah,
as a co-founder, he came in with these own funds.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He was the first one that put like I put all my funds into development of this. I came to the point where yes, it was working, but will this work with like $20 million plus? Then well, the relationship between me and Rayon being very good, I'm getting really convinced of him and his possibility to sell this all over the world. Then he made the investment because he saw that the bot was real. Then we saw, okay, this is working. Then started creating the compensation plans. Then it became a train, it became a roller coaster where all things just started to go like, it became like a perfect storm. Everybody being together almost 24/7, everybody being introduced to each other, making it all really into one coherent team. And also a coincidence is how I clicked with Rayon. Just as good I clicked with Sweda, just as good as I clicked with Rizwan, just as good as I clicked with all their IT people. So then it became like, okay, yeah, this is the team. I trust these people. They trust me. Then we
And
went
and
into the
and and,
pre-launch.
and, and before you go on now, what time frame is this? When did you meet Rehan for this development to take place? You see, the thing is, I'm trying to figure out. I understand where you came with the bot, but I also need to. I'm trying to put in the picture where Rehan came in with the genealogy side because that's also a really really good test to see if the system can handle the influx or the word they use in the space called scalability. So, which year was this that you met Rehan to go ahead with this instead of going the traditional way?
Yeah, that was around 2021. That
Yeah.
was in Switzerland and a watch convention. First met like total strangers, just started
Yeah.
randomly speaking to each other, and immediately I thought like this is a great guy, and likewise, and exchanged numbers, and then met up in a restaurant again, and then again and again, and then we sat in a certain, then we met up in some other country, and then we sat in the capital of a country, and then I didn't really know how big his success was. When you meet someone that you both know you're successful, but you don't really speak like, oh, not an arrogant person at all. You know what I mean? Just very down to earth. So after a couple of times of meeting him, then I don't, then there was a moment that you see this skyscraper. I'm like, yeah, that's like the best skyscraper in this city. And he said, yeah, that's mine. And then I was like, what? Oh, okay. I knew you were successful, but and then after some time he really knew he could, like, he started to open up, and then then started to really show more of this in a humble way, not like showing off, but first checking if I'm a good person or not. And then he saw, okay, Jack is a great guy, he's not interested in my money, and all these kind of things, and we just connected, and then I was like really impressed. And then I asked like, how did you all build this? All these businesses, where did it originally came from? And then he said like, originally the start came from network marketing. And then I was like, oh wow, I'm looking for someone that can sell. First, then I was like, okay, but maybe this is not maybe this is not a good, because everyone knows network marketing. I only knew it from Herbalife, ACN, and after all came scams. I didn't go into the field anymore. So, but then I found out, no, 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 this person, he showed me, he had all these offices, compliance, licensed in the countries. He said, yeah, we ran almost for like 5.5 years, 6 years, but because of Ethereum, gas price had to go up. We had to like close down. So he said everyone got paid. Leaders from previous companies, are still with me. He introduced me to all these people. That's also, for example, people as well. They joined us. Julia joined us because of Rayan. So this was started to look for me as really good indicators. Like, okay, this is what I want. I don't want this company to collapse fast. I want something for the long term. I am from old school business where you work hard, dedicated, loyalty, and this will pay off. And I really hope with Tap Club we are doing that, by the way. We're not promoting some financial freedom dream that, yeah, just join this company, buy some packages, and you'll be a millionaire. No, it's not like that. It's a very difficult space. Cryptocurrencies has been damaged, even though it's real innovation. There's been too much bad things, so that's damaged. Well, Shane, I see your space for 8 months, and I see that this was in the past something good, and now companies collapse after just 2, 3 months, and owners pulling out, maybe real owners pulling out maybe just $1 or $2 million after 90% goes to commissions. Um, and then we have us trying to do something real, arbitrage. The people all get paid. If you would see the withdrawals going out daily, it's crazy. Uh, then we have, okay, things are heading in our way. Okay, we have over 40,000 members. And Shane, you might be in the past in companies with maybe millions of members, like really big MLM companies who fill stadiums. Yes, we're not there yet, but things are going in our direction, and we reinvest all the money. The MasterCard has cost us hundreds of thousands of dollars. The delaying is not because of us, it's a bureaucratic process where the card provider wants more and more information each time we provide all that information. They come with something new. But I understand them. We are the first company that will launch a MasterCard in the Latin American space, the first crypto card that's going to be accepted there. So I spoke with people from Latin America. This is a little bit besides all the points now, but they said normal people who don't know our business, who maybe know I'm a CEO of an AKI company, but nothing else. They don't know MLM. I said, hey, this card is coming from our company. What do you think about it? They said everybody wants this card. They will want it regardless of your company, regardless of ZAP packages. People pay in with USDT in most of these countries. They have difficulty with paying. They want a card, because cards are accepted. So this will change the company big time. So I understand the bureaucratic processes, uh, but this will take our company to the next level. So here we are now, 8 to 9 months down the road, after years of change of events, of maybe coincidences, of hobbyist projects coming all to the right people at the right time, forming the right team. Sometimes I don't understand how I am right here, right now.
Yeah. So, that's really, really interesting. And thank you for sharing the history because most of you guys, if you got value from that day where people ask you how long, well, 2019, where it all started with the bot was created, and 2022, after that day, it's game over. So here's another question for you, um, regarding the MasterCard space, right? How do you deal with certain countries with the legislation in terms of the MasterCard? Is it that the MasterCard, because it'll have its logo, that will be using it? Because I understand certain countries don't allow certain cards. So let's just say I'm in South Africa now, or we've got an ATM that has a MasterCard. Will that be accessible for Africa? How does that work from your point of view, actually?
So great question, and I have great news. Also in Africa, this card will be accepted everywhere. We have a really, in the first 2 weeks of May, it really should you should be able to order it from the back office. The card, then all the details will come open. It will be a transparent book. But now we are in the last stages, and even today there were a lot of heavy conversations with the companies, good ones, by the way, with results. Um, so it will be accepted in Africa, in Latin America. Because of this, and because we are, I don't know exactly about the African space as much as, like I say, with Latin America, we will be the first ones. Maybe I don't know for Africa, maybe there's other providers as well. But because of this, the provider, the company who's also coming with a banking solution, we're also coming with a banking solution a little bit later down the road with like real IBAN. We will be able to provide any one of our customers a banking solution as well. So the first is the MasterCard, then comes that. Because they see that this has real huge potential, they just want to make sure. I'm going to give you an example. We had booklets, dozens of documents with questions. We fill everything in, we make the payments, and then they came back at us like, can you project like how many cards are you going to sell in 2029 and how much transactions there will be in 2029, like 28, 28 and 29? And then we were like, yeah, how do
So we'll
we
take a
know?
million from Africa. We'll take a million, guys. We need a million cards for Africa. What you guys say? Because we have so many unbanked people in Africa. Because obviously the residential address with the KYC, etc. So if you're looking at expanding or scaling the Mastercard, this is going to be a market, especially for the Mastercard. Because I'll tell you why I say that. When you look at South Africa, they always say like we are the first world country in the third world continent. However, the other African countries like Namibia, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, they're coming up really, really powerfully when it comes to the banking systems as well. But when it comes to South Africa, I think our what can I say? The infrastructure for banking has been already set with Mastercard and Visa. It's just that we have a huge population that don't qualify by the banks to get a hold of those cards. So
Yeah.
this here is it's like right now you've got the Mercedes-Benz, the German cars that are very highly priced, and then now you've got the Chinese just slipping into the market. I'm not saying our car is really Chinese or anything, but you can see we are positioning ourselves in the market for this type of card. So
And
when you're going to give your forecast, please look at stats from Africa, and yeah, because that's going to be our
yeah,
market now.
yeah, I believe that Africa and Latin America will be the biggest game changers. And also, I started part of the core philosophy of ZAP was that I wanted that anyone with access to a smartphone could create an income with Zap. So basically, the core vision of myself was I want to bridge the gap of inequality around the world using technology. So instead of where all other players are with technology only accumulating more in elite circles, with AI, only companies will have. I had the opposite vision. I felt like okay, we're very proud always, and that's from a commercial side of the company to say, yeah, 95% of our customers are from Europe and United States. But really, the biggest changes are when I hear that a farmer in Chile who's making $1 a day and gets from a leader a free 10 XRP package and starts
Wow.
making airdrops, all of a sudden gets like three, four, $5 a day of income. That's the biggest change. Shane, you know just as good as me, some of these top networkers, they can join the company and they make a couple of calls and they'll be a diamond. Yes, okay, there's decades of hard work behind that. But the biggest changes I see is just people like that, all of a sudden going to $5 incomes because of airdrops. So besides even that, I think yes, the Latin American market, African market will be opened up with this. Like you say, there is Visa, there is MasterCard, but people just don't meet the requirements, which is just white people administrative nonsense, like there's just this racial in inequality. Let's be honest, like United States and Europe between the lines, they're doing everything to oppress these continents. I think they're jealous in a lot of sense about people from Africa. They have great voices. They're the best athletes. They created jazz and music. You know what I mean? But yeah, the white man created the paper system. So I hope we can disrupt that with this MasterCard. Also, to all my Christian brothers and sisters, I think we have a lot in Africa. We deserve to be able to pay for things. And okay, you have a MasterCard doesn't mean that you're automatically going to be rich, but you can get a package, you can get airdrops, and you can spend that. And that means bread. That means like real bread in your hand. That means milk in your hand. That means diapers for a housewife. That means maybe healthcare. That means maybe being able to buy glasses.
Yeah.
I'm really practically speaking here. It's not for all the people that are just already there and that this is just something easy to make thousands of dollars. I think we can impact Africa a lot. And when the MasterCard launches, I need Shane, I need your help in pushing this.
So, guys, are we going to help Dr. Jack? Are we going to help Dr. Jack? Let's look at the chat, Dr. Jack. Are we going to help? Yes, or just put in Y for yes. And if you don't want to help, it's okay if you put no. If this is not for you, then you're obviously in the wrong space. But otherwise, all the yeses coming through for you. I'm ready for it because you see, whatever we did in the past has led to this moment. Whatever we did, whatever school fees we paid has led to this moment. And you always got our support, and even our conversation earlier, I even told you that we were looking for a home. A lot of these guys here had a very, very difficult time with crypto or companies. But I think now, when it comes to legislation with the Clarity Bill, as well as governments that's backing XRP, it's like kind of endorsing where we are. And the beauty part is like XRP is not really our product. It's already there, it's existing. We just got the tools to increase the quantity of XRP that we have. So we also had somebody ask, how's this the card for the USA market? I mean, we're talking about Latin America as well as Africa, but the USA market, I know I had who asked me this question. Somebody from USA asked me if it's going to be available in the USA. Maybe you want to. This was Victor Martinez asked me that question. Will the card be available in the USA?
Yes. So, very short answer, yes. This card will be accepted at wherever in the world MasterCard is accepted, except sanctioned countries. So, for
Yeah.
example, in Russia, it won't be accepted. In Iran, it won't be accepted. North Korea, it won't be accepted. It's like these three places. But yes, in the United States, it will be accepted. In Europe, everywhere. I know people. that already have similar cards, maybe with less acceptance, but they're living their entire lives off of it. You know, these are people working with crypto, making technologies, programmer friends of mine. They pay their rents with similar cards. They pay groceries. They pay everything with it. So that's why yes, it will be everywhere accepted. But the plus
Okay,
is, yeah,
yeah. Okay, so here's another question I've got, and which is equally important. So in South Africa, we have a lot of pensioners who collects a government grant, right? So the thing is, I think a lot of people are asking me the same question. Shane, will this card be affordable for the masses? Yes, we can talk about taking it out to the masses, but the affordability side. And I also we spoke to thank you, Julia, for the call yesterday as well. We also spoke about. She also said that the company does not want to make it too expensive because we understand there may be a com structure or something of that sort that we heard on your call. But let's look at affordability of the cards. Do you think an average person, like how we can afford, an eco package with Zap, how affordable will this card be for the layman on the street? And also the virtual card, is the pricing friendly for the third world? I would ask.
yes, a great question. Very difficult subject also with the management internally. Um, it costs us a lot of big money. Then we had discussions about, do we not charge for the card or take commissions on transaction, blah blah. No, well, that's not the case. Then we now have a figure where I think it will be affordable for most people. I think it's still maybe a little bit too expensive. Where I today personally called with some of my business partners and said, like, I think we need to push the price lower. But then the answers came, well, yeah, but this has been an insane investment. It's costing so much money, blah, blah, blah. So these are still ongoing things. I think it won't be like the cheapest thing, but we won't want to take like transaction commissions and these kind of things that where you could get like a free card, but in the end you're paying to a company until for whatever time. So that's also not what we want. It won't be the cheapest. It won't be too much expensive. But at the same time, we have to just get it out there and get started. And I think also I want a very low price, but I also see that what I want won't be feasible. It's going to be the best for the for African and Latin American mountain, but I also see, yeah, that's not possible. So I
No,
think also over time with more batches, we start with one batch of plastic cards, one batch of metal cards. Once batches are sold, and then the next batch, we can also push prices down. So
with
I
the
think this
quantity.
is yeah, with more quantity and seeing that this goes successfully in the beginning, we can push prices down over time as well.
Okay, so another question we have, Obadia says that is it going to work on a decentralized exchange or centralized exchange? But I know Zap, everything is decentralized. You guys only move with Web3, so that question is decentralized. But we probably will have a link in our back office to apply for the card, etc. So Zaf, I want to introduce Zaf. Zaf is our new Ruby, and he probably have some questions. He's very, very, I would say, experienced in the card space, and maybe he has some questions for you from his end. Dr. Jack, I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Zaf Khan. He's also one of our rubies about to hit Sapphire. So we got some things brewing in the background. I also got a list of all our ambassadors who I like to take just a minute of each to just introduce you. I want you to know the names because these are your future diamonds who's going to be pushing the card out throughout Africa or worldwide. So Zaf, I hand you over the call. You
Zeph,
may take over, boss.
Shane and Zaf, I first of all wanted to say that I saw Zaf's picture now coming up multiple times in before promotional material got released. So already he attracted my attention. I saw that he was rising through the ranks. Thank you for all the hard work that you're putting in. Welcome to Zaf and congratulations from me personally, Zaf, for all the work that you're doing. Nice to meet you.
Uh, Thank you so much, Dr. Jack, and thank you so much, Shane, for putting together this beautiful call. Not often in life you get to meet the founder or co-founder or CEO, and that's a beautiful thing, I believe, about what network marketing has done with us. We get to meet the direct contact. So thank you so much, Dr. Jack, for taking time for being here, because we wouldn't be here if you didn't take that step to take your product to the next level. So thank you for being here. So the question I got, well, since we were on the cards, before I go to my main questions, would people be able to earn their way to a card by using their commissions to buy it from their back office?
Great question, and exactly the things that that we are discussing right now. These are the
So you're the
last
right
points that we are discussing right now. Like, could actually people buy it from what they have earned? Yeah, so these are exactly the bullet points that today we had a long discussion about this. The team was mostly today busy with discussing these points. So I have my idea about where I think it should go. Then the other one has another idea, and then we'll conclude it to something. So now I cannot answer that right now. All I can say is that in the first 2 weeks of May, you should be able to order it from the back office, and then everything is written in stone, Yeah. Bear
Thank you
with
so
me,
much.
Zaf. Bear with me.
No, thank you so much. It's evolving. It's little steps. The main thing is, people get the card, they use it, and they'll see the value, because I think no matter what it's priced at, the value of having that card is priceless. Because when you look at how the financial regulators are clamping down on people in South Africa, they don't want people to earn an X amount higher crypto than other people. To me, that's like, you have a country that's 45% in poverty, yet people find a way to make more money, and now you want to clamp down on them and take more. Because if people are going to make a lot of money, they're going to buy in the country instead of moving abroad. They'll buy houses, they'll buy cars, they'll buy clothes, they'll buy the things they couldn't afford. So why would you want to keep people poor? And I believe crypto is economy equalizer. And what you have going with Zap Club, what I want to know as well, the arbitrage bot, right? It's amazing. I tested it out in many ways possible, and it pays out damn good, right? So what you created is an XRP creating ATM machine, if we can call it that. But here's the thing, right? I know some people, they may not have a big vision, right? And that's okay. We're getting there. We're getting to them and helping them see how big this is. So right now we're seeing like 1 XRP in earning in airdrops. And right now it's valued at maybe 20, 25 rands or $1.30, right? Now, when XRP goes to $10, $50, $100, $1,000, will the arbitrage engine still do what it's currently doing? And will that 1 XRP now be valued at the current price of XRP in, let's say, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years?
Great questions. I think they are already answers in disguise. I think you think the same like me. Today, I sent out the newsletter to the team to be published tomorrow. I make the newsletter completely myself, even the design. I incorporate all these price predictions. I do a lot of mathematical simulations using AI, different models, and the predictions from the most conservative scenario, let's say Goldman Sachs saying $28 2030 for one token. And then you have tons of analysts who are a little bit extremely optimistic, but they're going above hundreds of dollars per token, even up to 1,000. But let's say the range is $30 and hundreds of dollars in just the coming years. This is what we believe in at Zap. That's why we stepped into this space. That's why I chose XRP. First of all, because it can do arbitrage, because of the speed, but also because it has this future. So this is a moment where a lot of people are thinking, even when we began Zap, the price was like around $3 per XRP. And a lot of people are now thinking, oh shit, it's $1.40. What's happening with XRP? There's no movement. Well, the Clarity Act, by the way, has progressed through the Senate markup, is now really at the 98% before being signed into effect. Just Google it. So that's taking a step forward. Then our company believes that the future of XRP is going to be worth a lot. Yes, it won't be like Bitcoin. It's not going to hit $10,000 overnight. But what we're going to see is a very stable growth. Let's say in May, the Clarity Act gets signed, we will see a jump to $4, $5, $6 in overnight. That's one thing. Then everybody wants XRP. Everyone, it's hot again, then the whole sentiment will change, like how it's now, like, oh, what's happening with XRP? It's the fourth largest crypto, blah, blah, but the price is so low. So now is really not the moment to sell it. We're just ahead of the big jump. Then maybe a rally comes on top of it, that can push it towards $7, $8 or even higher. Our system is built for scalability. The first test we did with like millions of dollars, yes, it worked great. Now we have over $48 million worth of XRP inside for liquidity pools with exchanges. The people that, especially Dwayne from the Giants team, he joined us from the very beginning. When I showed the arbitrage, it was doing thousands of trades per minute, but it was only capturing 1 or 5 or 10 XRP per trade. Now I have demonstrated even in live Zooms, in other teams, all of a sudden they captured like 32,000 XRP in just one trade, and it's doing like thousands per minute. So scalability, yes, it's machine learning, it's artificial intelligence. It only gets better with time. It only gets better with more volume. So there's no real cap to this. We want regulation as well. We want the Clarity Act. It makes our business a lot easier. When it's a regulated space, everyone can step in it with 100 million% safety. We want this as well as a company. We believe the future is bright. Just Google it, you not just me, don't listen to me, just do your own research. So I hope this answers your questions, and nice to meet you, Zaf. Hope to meet you in person.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jack. I mean, I'm sure everyone on this call realizes that, what Dr. Jack created is literally the holy grail of crypto earnings, because a lot of people, have joined projects that have come and gone, that have taken more than they have lost. There have been some wild ones, people lost all the earnings. And with this, I look at this as being the economy equalizer, if you can call it that. Because with what you have here, especially in Africa, it gives a lot of people hope, because normally we get everything late. Whenever, like when Bitcoin came about, we got it late. People had to find ways to get it. And they couldn't get it at a low price. And XRP, like you mentioned, the price is low and people not interested. For me, when price is low, you buy. When price is low, you buy. Because it's going to go up. And what you have set us up with here, with what you have, I believe, it's going to create financial freedom, not just for us, not just for our future kids, but even for their kids. Because that value of XRP, I see it going through the roof. And, as much as we don't want it to get too high before end of the year, we cannot control that. But I would love people not to miss out on it, because you cannot sell people on something you believe on. They got to believe in it themselves. And I would say what you created sorts out 80% of the work. The 20% is literally them sharing it with their family members. That's all they got to do to capitalize on that. So I know we discussed, Shane discussed as well. You mentioned something about helping us diversify our crypto earnings, and something about banks as well overseas, because in many countries, even in South Africa, it's challenging because the banks are getting involved in crypto. And obviously, you know what, they're going to take massive shares of your earnings, up to 40% of your crypto earnings, which is, for me, is not fair. So we got to find smarter ways, because what you created for us here is creating a lot. So we don't want people to lose that because of the way certain financial regulators change the rules overnight because they want to take. With that, I know you got RWA and stuff coming. Could you touch a little bit on that? That's my last question, I believe. Yeah.
Yes. Well, I think you said a lot of interesting things, and sort of your vision in very short span of time. So first of all, hey, you said like Africa is a continent which it has been difficult for hundreds of years. A lot of people have taken a lot of money, a lot of taxing goes on. It's really a bad situation. I think that if the whole world got together and did just a little bit more to help Africa instead of like working against this continent, that they should have been somewhere similar to Europe already. I think that's also something that's sort of like a racist kind of thing. You know, I shouldn't get political or anything, but I do feel that's true. Um, so yeah, of course they're gonna stop also any kind of new possible income from cryptocurrencies. They're gonna want to tax that, but at the same time, we do want regulation on a global scale, and this will mean you will have to pay maybe in the end taxes over your XRP earnings as well. But at the same time, it will mean that if something goes wrong, that whatever you make is safe as well. So we at Zap Club, we are waiting for that regulation. We want unified regulations around the world. It will make our company better. We can attract more investors. It will be better for us and for the customer. So yeah, you know, in the end, it wouldn't even matter if you, let's say, you make with Zap X amount and you would have to pay some taxes over that. Well, I think you would love to do it if it comes with regulations, with banking solutions, with credit cards, debit cards. So that's the future, and I do believe we can create it. Um, then also with the price going up not too high before the end of the year. Well, I think everyone at Zap is really waiting for the next wave. And I think you say, Zaf, you know, like, yeah, you did 80% for us and we do the 20%. But that 20%, I think, became a lot harder. You know, the network marketing industry, I'm just 8 months into it. But I see, okay, this was the history. I hear all kinds of names of companies. I research them. I see that now it came to a point where companies are just collapsing in just 2 or 3 months. Nobody believes each other anymore. So that 20% is not really 20%. It's a lot more. It's where people join us first in a leap of faith, like people like Dwayne. Uh, they joined from Barcelona from the launch. Then they see after 8 months, okay, we're still running, we're there. They're loyal with us, we're loyal with them, and that's what we look for. We look for quality people, not fast scammers that bring some volume and just disappear from us. We want to build a permanent home. I see some leaders have been brought to my attention and in private meetings. They were some of the biggest ones in the industry. Then they cannot produce any result because their credibility has been damaged. And then it's sometimes new people, young people that know have reputations that didn't come from network marketing at all. And they just start showing the results to friends and family, and all of a sudden they're hitting like Ruby rank, Sapphire. That's amazing, you know, to see a struggling housewife starting with Zap, getting airdrops. Oh, this is plan B. And then all of a sudden, oh, I can quit my job. Oh, I can buy nice clothes. Oh, I can get myself a car and start touring this country and selling this opportunity. And I see these things on an individual basis. And that's great. We reward this loyalty not just with a great compensation plan and all these kind of things, but also with individual attention, trying to help resolve personal situations of some of our people as well, really going the extra effort. So Zaf, and also thank you for joining our company. Hopefully we can build a great future together. We're not there yet. It is very promising where we are right now, but I think we can show that also network marketing can be sustainable as well as a byproduct of a good arbitrage engine.
So Dr. Jack, I understand we spoke about the time, but before you go, I just want to introduce you to some of our ambassadors who, always give recognition. And, guys, just 30 seconds, what you like about Zap, any message to Dr. Jack, maybe your commitment on the MasterCard that we do the distribution. So Zap, I made you co-host. You can unmute your guys. Elsa, you're unmuted. You go next. Atisha, you're available. You can go next. And Zaf, who else you got on the call? Just a quick hello, because I want Dr. Jack to see who's spearheading this, and I'm so grateful for these guys for the effort that they put in to hit these ranks. Okay, I will let me record this. Okay, it's fine. Let's go. So Elsa, you up, Elsa. Any messages for our boss man up in Belgium?
Good evening, Dr. Jack. It is so great to meet you in person tonight, over the screen, of course. And thank you so much for your time. And thank you so much for this incredible opportunity. One thing that I picked up tonight, because we haven't been in this close conversation with you, is your heart. And that is one thing that's really standing out for me, and that's important to me, is that people come in with their hearts, not just for the money. Obviously, we're all here because we want to make money, but if there's a good heart behind the whole program, then I also just see absolute success in the program. So thank you so much for that, and I'm looking forward to walk this road with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank
You,
you,
Elsa.
Nice to meet you, and also exactly to touch upon your point. And Shane, don't mind me expanding a couple minutes here. You know what you said about just having good people all together. I truly think that success, if you would have like a checklist of a successful company or successful person, it's so different than what people expect. It's actually the total opposite. Most of the CEOs that I've met are very arrogant, very narcissistic, all these kinds of traits, and in the end, they don't have real success. But when you look at, if we look at the management, the leaders, it's all the same type of people. It's people who are dedicated, hardworking, humble, not arrogant. I despise that. People always present, professional work ethos, always bringing positive energy. Even in the management, there's like really never a negative conflict, like zero. And then you think like, oh wow, if you have all these traits and these qualities together and these kind of people, success is a byproduct. Like it should not be the first goal. Like it should never be the first goal to yes, of course, with the compensation plan, it is very straightforward. Like yes, if you make 100,000, bring 100,000. So yes, of course, that's how the world works. But a lot of the people who actually achieve these numbers, they know that it's a lot more than just making thousands of calls. It's a lot about personality. And so thanks, Elsa. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Jack.
Thank you, Elsa. Thank you, Dr. Jack. Yvette, I think you're up next.
Yes, good
There
evening,
you go.
Dr. Jack. It's great to have you all here. Thank you, Dr. Jack, for making it possible for us as people, normal people, to come into a space where we can rub shoulders with you, where we can learn from you, and you absolutely upgrade lifestyle. And you're touching so many people's hearts because I also think as that moves toward MasterCard and banking, I believe the market will gain true confidence through clear proof of regulation, strong banking partners, and real user protection, because trust in this game is real currency. And I think that crypto gives it speed. So, and you make that absolutely possible, and it is exciting to be in this space. And I'm looking forward to also maybe meet you in real life and in person, and my fellow Alzas and Shane and Zaf, which I have known for quite some time in this space. They on fire. They are great leaders, and I always say leadership comes from the top and it flows down. So, with your heart and your passion for others to improve lives, this just makes this an enormous, flaming, exciting community, and I'm proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Wow, that was not even a question, just compliments which I accept in all humility, and it is truly wonderful to see that people feel what you feel, and we just did a lot of European events. And before our launch event, I wasn't even convinced of doing events. I was like, no, this is an online business. And I spoke with my business partners and Rehan, like, why would we even do an event? And they were like, yeah, you don't have a clue about the impact of events, right? So then we did the launch event, and there were like more than 50 countries and people, and people also again like that are on this Zoom as well. came personally to me, and then they were like, yeah, because I met you, now I believe it. And then I was like, okay, events are something special. And then we did these business events, and then sometimes the groups were low in a sense in the numbers, but they were all quality people. So I was like speaking with Rehan, and I said like, okay, I knew you did events with like 10,000s of people in the past, and we're not there yet. But he was like, no, but they were really quality people every time, and everyone got motivated, new people. So, and hearing what you just said, it's so special for me, to meet new people and just getting these kind of compliments. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope you will be working with Shane and the rest of the leadership here and help to bring this product out into the world. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you.
So Doctor, next I want to introduce my wife, Atisha. She was in private banking for Standard Bank for over 2 decades, and we now retired. And also my daughter, who also hit Ambassador 10 as well. And that's both of them on the screen right now. Guys, you'll have something to say to Dr. Jack tonight?
So, hi guys, I'm Atisha. I've actually come from the banking space. So, I'm really excited to be working with Zab, knowing that we are now moving from Swift onto the XRP space. And now that we're introducing the MasterCard, it's like banking all over again. So, that's already credibility. And well done to the team. Well done to you, Dr. Jack. We're just so proud to be part of this organization and this growing team. And we can't wait to meet you here in South Africa. And this is my daughter Himani.
No, yeah, I'm really glad to be into the space, considering how AI and the world is moving into Swift and Web3. It's really good to be ahead of everyone, and yeah.
And Himani, which is your favorite part of, your favorite part or aspect of the Zab that you enjoy doing?
I think there's because it's so easy to do it and start trading, it'll be much easier for a common man to just start and make money. So that's definitely one of my favorite parts. It gives a lot of opportunities to people who don't normally have opportunities and doesn't like to take risks. So
something you like is the gift codes.
Yeah.
Dr. Jack, she enjoys the gift codes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, Himani and Atisha, for that there. Dr. Jack.
Shane, just to say that it's not nothing to introduce your wife and your daughter on the call. It's very special. Nice to meet you, all of you. Thanks, Shane, Atisha, all that you're doing for the company. It means a lot to me. I've met Shane on Zooms, not yet in real life, but that will happen, I'm sure. But since Shane joined, he started a little, asked 1,000 questions, then became really motivated. Then now look at where we are right now. Shane has become a pillar in our company. So to meet the rest of your family is very special. It will become time, Shane, that you and I meet face to face as well. So let's get that done. I think we could do something in South Africa. I think these plans are already on the table, but let me speak with the rest of the team why nothing has materialized yet.
So before you go back to your team, I just spoke to Shweta today, and she's already got everything aligned with us. So we'll be doing a call during this course of this week, because obviously we got to get venues and stuff booked out. So I've been liaising with her, so we're good on that side. Zaf said we need to speak to Andres Mokotloni. Am I right, Zaf?
Yes, Andres, are you there?
I did make co-host.
Andres Mokotlani.
Yeah, there
That's
you go.
the last person, and then I really need to go to the next meeting.
Yeah. There you go, Andres.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Andres Mokotlani. I'm all the way from Gauteng, Val, Vanderbijl Park. It's for the first time today. I have 2 or 3 ways to put on the table. Normally, I'm a good listener. I don't talk much because I'm still learning, actually. I'm learning from Zef most of the time, and Shane as well. I'm listening almost every evening, 7 o'clock, Your presentation has inspired me a lot. And most of the things that I have learned so far is from Zeph, actually. I knew nothing about XRP until one day he explained one and two things, and I take it from there. So I'm still learning, I'm still improving, I'm getting there slowly but surely. So far I'm on Ambassador 1, but I'm pushing, I'm coming. I think starting from this month of May, I'll be pushing for Ambassador 2 and 3. I'm working very hard. I'm learning, guys. It's tough, yes, especially to explain XRP, Z-Club to people who know nothing about it, yes, and how the percentage works, how does it grows, and it can make people millionaire at the end of the day. So it is tough, but we are getting there. We are getting there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Andres.
Andres. Okay,
Andres,
Dr. Jack, I
David,
understand you have to leave.
Before I go, I want to react personally to Andres.
Yeah.
Congratulate him, because it is not about the top networkers who can just jump companies and bring all this volume. It is about the people that chose to do an opportunity, that do become Ambassador 1 after maybe making hundreds of calls with getting no's. Financial freedom is not easy. It comes with all this kind of hard work, this kind of
Yes.
pushing. It is sometimes explaining a thing 1,000 times to 1,000 different people and then getting a yes. And you
Yes.
so this is really hard work. It's especially the Ambassador ones that I'm the most happy with in the company, and that we are not overlooking. Andries, I know this is not easy, this life. Like you say, I'm explaining XRP, I'm explaining Zap Club. The people don't understand anything of it sometimes.
Yes.
Ambassador 1 is the first rank of saying yes, it pays off. So
Yes.
thank you, Andries. You are the hard worker out in the field, doing the difficult job of selling this to the people. Thank you with all my heart, and welcome
Thank
to
you very
Zap.
much. Thank you very much, Mr. Much appreciated.
Thank you, Andres. Zaf, before we end, you wanted to say something?
No, I'm fine for that. Yeah, maybe Julia got some words as well.
I have to
Okay,
go
Julia.
now to a next meeting.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can continue, of course, but I will go now.
Okay,
I love you
Dr.
all.
Jack. Dr. Jack, thank you so much for making time. God bless, and we're going to see you in South Africa.
God bless all. Bye-bye.
Okay, cheers.
Bye, Mr. Miller.
So, guys, there you go. Our CEO. You guys bought the bots. Now you know who's the guy behind it. I hope the insight is given, because a lot of people ask me these questions. And it's one thing when Zaf and I tell it to you guys, but it's another when you have a direct conversation. And congratulations to all our ambassadors. I really hope we had more time, because obviously we had so much more ambassadors. I really like to talk about the tokenization and the property. That's going to be coming soon. So maybe in the next either 2 or 3 weeks, our team is bigger. We can do another call with him. He's always ready to help us out and come on the calls with us. So if Mr. DMA is still here, I'm not sure if DMA, are you here? Because I also want to thank Mr. DMA for always, helping us, being in support with us, sorting the Zoom out with us, sending out the links. Mr. DMA, are you here? Let me ask to unmute. I'm not sure if he's around. But thank you all for making time. I know this is not
Okay,
our
yeah,
regular
he did
time.
comment in the chat, Shane. Commented in the chat.
Bring in. Oh, there you go. I'm looking for Madam. Oh, there you
Julia,
go.
yeah.
Madam Julia, you are here. Would you like? I made you co-host already. If you could unmute yourself, that would be perfect. Guys, let's give it up for Madam Julia, all the way from Costa Rica. I think I'm getting the place right. There you go.
Hello everyone. As always, a pleasure to be here. Actually, I was connected into my next call as well, because business never sleeps. You've seen there Angelica moving. She was in a call as well, as I showed you yesterday. So actually, we are here with Colombia connected.
Hello, Colombia.
Los están saludando.
So cool.
Yes, so what to say? It was amazing to have our CEO in the call. These kind of special calls, you have to take advantage. So congratulations also for having the YouTube streaming. For those that don't know me, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Julia Mihailovic. I'm from Italy. In this moment, I'm in Costa Rica, and I'm also planning a tour in Latam. So in the next hours, I will also promote a tour in Latam. If you maybe know someone in Latam, with all the pleasure, I'll be there. I'm very honored to be the first person that joined this company, because I knew the co-founder, so he directly contacted me, and I've seen this business since day one. So I have seen this business from starting from scratch, how it was born. I know everything. And what I can say, based on my experience, I work in crypto space since 2017, and with network marketing since 2013. I've never seen a company that has made so many enhancements as Zab did. So we also have a very good chance with the company, by being leaders, to have a word in the company. This is also something that we don't used to see in other companies. So if you become a leader, you can choose, you can tell your ideas, you can give suggestions, and they listen to us. This is something very important. So I started from day zero, actually. Business is growing worldwide. I have teams in South Africa, as you can see, but I've never been in South Africa. I met your amazing leader in person, but I spoke with him the very first time in August. He was very skeptical, but he analyzed very detailed the business. So before joining Mr. DMA was not easy. Leaders don't join easily. They going through analysis, but we gave him enough things to get started. So he had calls with the corporate. He has been answered to the questions. So that's why I always suggest you to have different type of calls like this, and mostly to follow up properly with people, because sometimes maybe we invite, but we don't follow up properly. So you have to make sure to understand what your guests need in order to give him or her the necessary things. So this was an amazing call. Amazing that it was recorded. We have it here in the chat. So tomorrow we have our corporate call, as always. So we will hear some incredible news regarding special promotional packages with the card. So make sure you be there. It's going to be in multiple languages: English, Italian, Spanish, French, maybe also Russian and German. I'm not sure, but English, Italian, French, and Spanish, and obviously English, yes. So
sorry to. Are you talking about the 9 p.m. call, the Friday call, right?
No, it's 8.
Well, it depends. 8 p.m. UK time would be 9 p.m. South African time.
No, dammi un ratito che ora termino. No, it's gonna be. Let me see. I think it's. Let me check quickly. No, it's 8 p.m. Central European time, and it's same time in South Africa.
Oh, okay, perfect. So, guys,
PM.
you heard that. We need to be on the call for the MasterCard update.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything
So
else?
Yeah, tell me.
No, I'm saying anything else you'd like to share with us?
This is everything. What I want to tell you is that we have an amazing opportunity. We have the transparency. We have our CEO is here. Our corporate is here. Now it's up to you. So make the best you can, because business loves speed. How I build such a community is with speed, because speed gives you energy, gives you earnings. Money is energy. And if people don't earn money, they will slow down. So be on boost mode, at least for the first 3 months, if you want to literally rock this business. Because if you build slow, all your team will build slow. If you build with speed, then all your team will build with speed. So this is my suggestion to you. Was an amazing call. Thank you so much, and give it back to you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I call it the 90 days blitz, because that 90 days you gotta really, really work hard in the business. So thank you, Juliana, for gracing our call today. We really do appreciate your input and being our upline. And we also can't wait to meet you guys in South Africa. So thank you so much. Mr. DMA, my gratitude goes to you. You're our pillar of strength behind the scenes. I know you're not on our calls as often as you used to. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much, because all of this would not be possible without you. And the good leaders hands over the baton and says, Shane, this is Shweta, this is Dr. Jack. Now you run with them, and he allows me access. So the same thing, what DMA, Mr. DMA, if you're here, we'd like to hear a few words. I'm not sure you're going to hop onto a call in the next couple of minutes. But the same thing, that's what I like to do. I said, Zaf, you, the Ruby, let's get your ambassadors on. Let the CEO know who the ambassadors are, because that's how we build. I always say this, you got to be significantly insignificant in your business. Once you are significantly insignificant, then your leaders are there to come on stage and all of that. It's not about our time, and DMA has taught me that. So that is why gratitude is very, very important. In any book you read, gratitude is the most lengthy paragraph there. Mr. DMA, are you available to say a few words before well, I don't see your mic being unmuted. Mr. DMA, testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
I think you're probably on another call, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, yes, I am here.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you very much, Shane, and of course for those beautiful words. I'm so happy, so really happy. Forgive me that I can't open my video at this moment, but I'm seeing some beautiful persons. I'm seeing you, Shane, and every time I see you, I always express my personal gratitude for your attitude that you have demonstrated in excellent format over the last few months. I'm seeing Alza, the mighty Alza, who is growing in rank and recently elevated to Ambassador 5. I will do backflips when I see you at Ruby. I'm seeing Yvette. You're always the first recognition on my power slides on a Sunday. So now I'm seeing you live and direct. Such a pleasure to see some of our leaders, and Hen Andres, and that moderation done by Zaf. And wow, what a session coming in from Dr. Jack. You see, the key about leadership is moving yourself out of the way so that your leaders can move forward. That is the major problem that a lot of other network marketers in other companies have. They always want to be the axis in the middle of the wheel. Everything must revolve around them. Guys, this is not the giant philosophy. The giant philosophy is leadership empowerment, leadership development. And John Maxwell always says it. He talks about the 5 P's of leadership. And it's about the ability to become a master leader. A master leader is that which creates other leaders. So I do not have any intention to be the person in the middle of everything. Shane is a dynamite. That is my dimension going forward today. But now there's Zaf. That's Shane's dimension. Now there's Alza. That's Zaf's dimension. And so we grow and grow and grow. This is the only way we are going to run to hundreds of thousands. Now that you have heard Madam Julia, you have seen her, you have heard her heart, her passion from one night ago. And this evening, now that you have heard Dr. Jack, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that should be holding us back from dominating not just South Africa, Southern Africa, or Africa, but dominating the entire world. I am telling you guys, from the depth, from the fiber of my heart, this is the best team. The Giants movement is the best movement in all of the ZAP Club. I love all other leaders, all other countries, what they are doing, but the principles, the values that we esteem, that is creating such a movement and migration towards excellence. I personally, after 20 years plus in this industry, I am still not even seeing it across the board in other organizations of this same company. We are in the best environment with the culture of leadership that we are building. And this is why I believe that we are going to grow to hundreds of diamonds, perhaps right from this organization, perhaps even right from South Africa. And I want you to get yourself ready, because there will be tens, there will be hundreds, there will be thousands of people looking onto you for that quality leadership. I can't wait to see when Yvette says, you know, I want to have a special Zoom 500 persons conversations with Dr. Jack, and that is Yvette's call. I can't wait to see Elsa saying, you know, I want to have conversations with Jack, because you know that Jack will be around for a very, very long time. I can't wait for Atisha to say, I want to do my Zoom call conversations with Jack. In fact, I can't wait to see the young people movement with young Madam Shane. I can't remember her name, young Madam Shane, you know, and she is doing her own youth conference conversations with Dr. Jack. You guys getting the picture? I can't wait to see the ladies movement, the WOW movement, WOW, Women of Wealth. Conversations with Dr. Jack. Women's conference all across Africa, 3,000 women. That is going to come out from here, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to see that vision. I want you to see it very, very clear and step into your dimension. It's not about Mr. DMA. It's not about Sheen. In this moment, it's not about Zaf. It's you activating your dimension. So the next 90 days, the next 3 months will be the most explosive for us to really elevate to where we should become, because Dr. Jack and the team, yes, we are facilitating that. They would be in South Africa. They will be in Durban. And all of those beautiful words that you guys shared and the sentiments to meet Dr. Jack, to see him, to touch him, to have pictures, videos, content, to let people know that the things that we have been speaking about over the last couple of months, a few months, no, this is absolutely real. This is not AI. This is the real Dr. Jack. And based on that, as Shane will put all of the utensils in place for that event, 3 months from now, May, June, and July, the end of July, that will be where the event will be staged. Let's move with an uncompromising, aggressive force to build the biggest network in all of Zap Club. I love you guys. You know that I love you very, very much. Okay? You know that I edify you very, very much. Now it's time to take this to the next level. And that is where I want to see Shane as Crown Diamond before the end of this year. I want to see Zaf as Crown Diamond before the end of this year. And literally, we have room for at least 10 more Crown Diamonds. So let's go get it, guys. I love you and see you guys soon. Bye.
Wow, guys, let's give it up for Mr. Dwayne Mark Anthony, Mr. DMA. Thank you so much. We do appreciate all your support. Guys, thank you so much for making time in the call. Zaf, I did post the link for the YouTube for the recording. A couple of you guys are asking for it. If somebody could just copy and paste it, probably from your mobile phones on your WhatsApp onto our groups, and I will put it out from there if you guys could do that before I end this call, because I don't want to end this call if you guys haven't copied that link. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. We're going to have plenty more of this. Thank you for showing up. And more importantly, have a blessed evening. Tomorrow, 9 p.m., let's get more information on the card. We will have to wait for corporate to announce those things. We have a lot of questions. It was asked from me in the chat. Unfortunately, they cannot prematurely discuss anything onto a private call. It has to be on a corporate call. So you guys know that's our corporate call tomorrow. I will confirm the time in our chat. So good night. God bless. Zaf, thank you so much for being an awesome co-host.